So yeah, as you can see, pretty much everything you can modify, and you can see right away in a packaged game that is running right away. Again, we used here a Windows platform game, but in a better world you will do this with development kits for PlayStation and Xbox. This is where the magic is, and it works exactly the same way. You don't have to waste the time repackaging and getting a new game build, and you don't even have to stop playing. You can just modify the game right away while someone is playing around the office or in a meeting room. So this is pretty much everything, except one last thing, that you can add more targets here. For example, if I come here to the settings, we can add, or we can duplicate this, for example, and we add, this is a different build that I have. It's exactly the same build, but I copied the folder over and I give it a different name. So it's basically the exact same thing. So maybe we move the character here so we can see the level clearly, and then we can launch the other game, assuming this is another PC running the game. So you can put the network address here for the game. Let's make it smaller. And as you can see, the other build just carried over all the changes that we made previously in this build. So basically we have two games, like two versions of the game, or two copies of the game, but both of them having the exact same thing. So those changes are carried over between sessions. So the tricky thing, or the key thing I want to show here, is that you can update both builds at the same time. So for example, if I move with the character here, you just want to see everything, like the boxes and the colors and everything, and maybe change, oops, yeah, because the controller is controlling all of them at once. So I need to change, let's say, the material again. Okay, this one is selected. Let's change its material color. So we change it to something maybe blue. So yeah, and while pause games are running and pause games are linked here, again, this could be two different clients. You are testing a multiplayer locally with two different windows, or you are testing in two different PCs. So you can put the network address here. It doesn't have to be one, it doesn't have to be two. You can have as many as you want platforms. And as soon as you're ready, you can just link the files, and you're expecting to see the change happening on pause at the same time. So I'm trying to move the camera here to keep it live, and you see the update came here to both builds at the same time. So this is UGL. It's cool, and it's a huge time saver. The last thing I want to mention is just a few things. The most important thing is that UGL works faster than what being seen here at UE4. It was able to push the changes within a single second, but since UE5, there are some changes that pushed the time up to 5 seconds. Those are changes in Unreal Engine 5 itself, some bugs, some changes in the workflows that caused UGL to work in the bounds of 5 seconds, as you can see. But if you use the Unreal 4 version, you will be able to see the changes within the same second you click the button. It's still like 5 seconds, still not that much time comparing to the time you waste packaging and making a new game package. But we'll try to minimize that changes in UGL, and at the same time in Unreal Code itself, and submit the changes to the GitHub repository as pull requests for Epic. There are a few directories that you need to be aware of. The first one is the staging directory, where everything is located. So if you come to the project and inside the saved, so this is the saved folder of my project, there is a staging or Unreal Game Link cooked. This is where the staging data is. This is where the cooked data is. This is cleared, like it's cleared always. but yeah, just for curiosity. And there are logs here, so those are all the logs for UGL, so you can see everything that we link. It has a log here. Like at one time we linked all those files at the same time. This is so cool, so you can debug and look for troubles in here in the logs. And the last thing is the config. So in the usual config directory of your project, there is a default Unreal Game link.ini. This is basically reflecting all the settings you have here in the plugin settings. You can see them here. So those are all the directories or files that you need to worry about or you need to know about for UGL. And one last note, UGL is working with content only, so modifying a C++ gameplay code cannot be linked to a running game or other things such as modification in project settings or project INI files. So for example, you don't expect to change something in the graphic settings here and you link and you see it. This is not wise, this is not good, and this is not made by design actually. So don't try, for example, modify the inputs, add a new input, and then go and use this new input in a blueprint, and then consider this a blueprint as a content. Of course, it won't work that way because the game build itself need to know about the input beforehand when you cook and package the game. So try to be far away from changing things in the project settings and expecting to see them in the UGL when you link with the game. Apart from that, everything works as expected. Again, if you meet some minor crashes, try to make the map dirty, or even try to enable the options that allows you to automatically reload the active map on content updates. This is very handy to avoid any type of crashes, but for majority of content you can update them right away and you see the changes right away in the map. Anyways, this is UGL. If you have any comments or feedback, don't hesitate to reach me in the comments below, or sending in the store page, or sending to the support email. Thank you and enjoy UGL.